Hello everyone and welcome to this online version of crop physiology. Well, as you know, the current circumstances have forced us to move to online virtual teaching, and hopefully this will be the only quarter that we do virtual teaching. Although maybe this would also this is going to be an experience that you might appreciate for some classes, as maybe some classes would be more efficient being done online versus face-to-face. And I'm considering switching some of my classes actually, either to only like all online, or maybe to offering online and face-to-face depending on the class and the situation. Anyways, so my name is Ashraf Tubeileh, and you probably know me from previous classes. I grew up in Palestine. I grew up in Palestine on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean, and I got a bachelor's degree in plant production and protection, and then I moved on to France, and that's where I got my master's and PhD in agronomy. After that, I worked in a research and teaching position with the University of Guelph in Western Ontario for like close to 8 years. And in between, I worked also for the International Center for Agricultural Research in the dry areas based in Aleppo, Syria. Like my career took me to many different countries to do conferences, projects. We also did a couple of teaching, like developed teaching curriculum for African countries, and I've worked on many crops, things like fruit trees, olives, and almonds. I also worked on field crops, uh, corn and soybeans, small grain cereals, wheat, barley, oats, and then since joining Cal Poly, I've been working more on Central Coast cropping systems like tomatoes, lettuce. Um, also, recently we've been working on strawberries as well. I have a very rich list of publications, including journal papers, and some of them actually relate very much to crop physiology and applied plant physiology and so forth. So many journal papers, uh, 4 book chapters, 1 book, and tens of conference papers, and a couple of extension flyers. So for this class, the learning objectives, and these are taken from the catalog, so you might have seen them elsewhere. The first one is to demonstrate understanding of the organization of plants at the cell, tissue, and organ levels, and we'll be starting by a refresher on what's a plant cell and the components of a plant cell, like the organelles and the other things that we have in a plant cell. And then the next objective is to explain the physiological mechanisms involved in the uptake and transport of water and nutrients. We'll come back to this in a lot of detail. The third objective is to demonstrate understanding of photosynthesis and carbon metabolism in plants and how they are affected by biotic and abiotic factors. The fourth objective is to evaluate and summarize information gleaned from recent scientific journal articles, and there's a term project specifically on this. The last objective is to demonstrate the ability to work in groups and complete tests, assignments, and projects ethically. And this relates to the term project that I'll be talking about later on, and for which there is a lot of detail already posted on Canvas. So the word Canvas is very timely, and here's a screenshot of this class's page on Canvas. So Canvas is going to be our learning management system used for this class. And as you can see here, I have posted some information, a lot of information to get you started between now and Monday, or like even maybe into the first week of classes. And there's a lot of support links here, like support to Canvas if you haven't used Canvas before. So you can go to one of these top links on Canvas, and then there's also a support link for Zoom where to download it, and in case you also need some help from IT on this. And then I have posted also the class policies, and you'll see also there's an online etiquette policy posted, because this is a fully online class, and face-to-face policies might not necessarily be the exact same as or might not be as applicable, if you wish, or adequate to online classes, because there are other things that we might tend to do online, like emojis and other things that we might not be using in face-to-face classes. So that's another important page to browse through. Also, I posted a link that will take you to a website that shows you some skills that you need to succeed in this online class, and basically it assesses your preparation for an online class and gives you some maybe information on what you need like to be fully prepared for an online class. Things like um, time management, also like your tech savviness. I don't know if that's a word. Also, like technical things like your bandwidth and so forth. Also, there's a link to the Disability Resource Center, DRC, in case you need that. Another link is to the accessibility information and policy at Cal Poly, so you can also like go there to know what's like what support is available if you need help with, if you're colorblind, for example, or if you need help with writing or reading documents and so forth. And the last link in this support module here is to convert, or like that's a link that you can use to convert your files, your doc file, into an audio file. And that's also related to the accessibility link just before that we just talked about. So the next module is like highlights some general class information. So I posted a PDF copy of the textbook that we will be using. And when I say a textbook, it's not really recommended, or it's not really required that that you go through that, but like you will see maybe, especially down the road, that some of the topics that we talk about are fairly complex. So if you want to read more and maybe to get more information, more detail, or just like try to read multiple times maybe about this like a specific concept, then the textbook is probably the way to go. And so I posted that. It's a PDF version. It's a little outdated, but that's fine, because we're not really getting into too much details in plant physiology, as you'll see. And the textbook, even with its current version that is posted here, this is an outdated edition, but still it is way more than what we need for this class. So again, the textbook is for your extra reading if you want to learn more about things, or if you feel that I didn't explain things maybe in enough detail and so forth. So you can go there. Most questions, unless I say otherwise in a specific class, but for evaluations, tests, and so forth, all of that will be based on what we cover in class. And then also there's a link to a companion website that goes along with the textbook. So it has some extra information and some applied scenarios and so forth. You can also browse through that. And after that, there is a link to the invitation for the Zoom meetings. So whenever you like, I know I sent that link also in my email from 2 days ago, but still, if you want to get that, like this is just like as a convenience to you, it's posted there. You can just go like log into the page on Canvas and then just click on that, and it will take you to the invitation for the Zoom meeting. And the last link that I have here is a link to the icebreaker discussion. So I'd like to see everyone maybe posting in there during early during the first week of classes. And that's a graded discussion, and we will have discussions every week. So at the very bottom of the last slide, there was a link to the term project, and the term project is this article assignment that you see here, and this is worth 100 points, so 10% of your final grade. So that's quite a bit. And in that same module, you can see that I have posted 24 papers so far for you to pick from. So this is going to be a group project, and you can make your own groups. That's fine with me. And groups of like 3 to 4 people are recommended. So I don't like to see individuals just working by themselves, because that defeats the purpose of teamwork and helping each other and analyzing information together. And especially in a class like this, where complex concepts might be presented, working in teams might help a lot. With peer feedback and with like people helping each other and so forth. So, anyways, so back to the evaluation. So weekly quizzes are going to be worth 400 points. We will have at the end of each unit that we discussed, we will have a quiz on Friday, and each is worth 50 points. Participation in discussion is worth 100 points, and there's going to be one discussion for every unit, one discussion thread for every unit. The article assignment, I just talked about that, and there's more details posted on Canvas on that, so you're welcome to browse through that, and if you have any questions, we can discuss that on Monday. And then there is going to be a midterm test and a final exam. So this is the tentative schedule of the weekly topics that we will have, and this might change depending on how we progress with each of the topics. Some of them might be, especially when we talk like the photosynthesis parts, the light reactions, Calvin cycle, etc. These take a lot of time, and I usually tend to fall behind on these topics, but we'll see how things go. So we'll start with an introduction to crop physiology and plant cells. So mostly it'll be a refresher of some of your high school biology class or AP biology classes that you have taken in high school, or even some intro biology classes that you've taken at poly. The next topic will be plant-water relations. We'll be talking about how plants acquire their water and how they use it, how they transpire it, and so forth. And then the next topic will be plant nutrition, followed by solute transport. And then we'll be talking about all photosynthesis, what's like how carbon dioxide is captured, and light, its importance in the process, the Calvin cycle. And then we'll be talking also about some ecophysiological considerations and the photosynthesis process. We'll see the stomatal biology. We'll talk about photosynthates and their translocation and the phloem. We'll talk about signals and their transduction, and then hormones. And our last topic, or it's actually two topics, will be plant response to stress, abiotic stresses, and also their biotic stresses and interaction. And the term project is going to be due in that last week of classes. And the final exam is as posted on Cal Poly calendar for final exams. It's going to be on June the 10th at not at 7 a.m. but at 8 a.m. I don't think we need a full 3-hour slot for this. Just the 2 hours I think should be fine for the final exam. So starting at 8 a.m. This is the textbook, and as I said before, I posted a PDF version of it on Polylearn on Canvas. I have to get used to this on Canvas, and you're welcome to start browsing through this. That's it for this introductory slideshow. So I will see you guys on Monday morning, first thing Monday morning at 8 a.m. So please be there and and have fun. Enjoy the last weekend for classes start and stay safe.